Flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Hello, guys, and welcome to show number 158 of this week's Flippinar. I have the lovely Renikia and the lovely Adria here with us this week to hopefully answer you all's questions about this thing called real estate and real estate investing and making money, hopefully with no money in most cases. Make sure you like this, share it with as many people humanly possible on all social media formats. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Periscope, and wherever else we can be. How's it going, ladies?
Well,
Okay.
good. Ain't that right, Rennie? Hey, one of these.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Thursday. Lovely. Still here. Okay. Let us know if you hear anything or we're getting started here tonight. Again, this is the place where you post your questions. I read the questions and Renikia and Ty will answer them in regards to wholesaling real estate with little no cash or credit. We are live across all social media platforms. You still have time to tag a friend, DM them, PM them, whatever the things is called. Let them know that we're on and we're ready. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into this thing. Sonia Jones has been here since before we even started live, and she has the first question that we're going to go for tonight. And Sonia wants to know, she says, good evening, beautiful people. Question, to get an LLC without using my address, what can I do? Also, with sending yellow letters, can I use a P.O. box? So, alternatives to using your home address.
Alternative is using like a USP, a USPS box. I use the USPS box a lot. It doesn't look like a PO box; it looks like a regular address. But it's, but when it's written on, if you want to use it on your yellow letter or postcards, it won't look like a PO box. It looks like a regular address. So I like to use the USPS post office box.
Okay, and that should suffice for both the yellow letters and for her LLC, correct?
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I use a UPS store address. Saying, I think the United States Post Service, what she was referring to, they do that now also or whatever. But I use a UPS store address, and they're normally in most decent sized cities. So they'll give you an actual physical address, as she said. Same thing. So it's what we recommend. Oh, and if you want to join us live, comps101.com, comps101.com, COMPS. You want to join us live and ask your questions. You get preferential treatment when you do that.
All right. Yes.
Also, depending on what your budget is, you can always use like the virtual office, like a Regent or something. You can just Google Regent virtual office in your area, and you can use that, and all the mail will come there and they're transferred. But that's like $50 a month. So just kind of depending on your budget.
Okay. And oftentimes I know when you use those virtual, they still give you access to maybe like a conference room if you need to set up a meeting, and their fax services, and they have different programs. One is just the mail, one is you can use their secretary, they'll direct your call straight to voicemail. So most definitely an option there. Yeah, I didn't even think about that one. I know a couple of years ago, that's what was really popular, those office buildings popping up for entrepreneurs who couldn't really afford the personal space but needed the office. Okay, guys. See you. No sir. J240. Thank you for joining us. Queen Styles. Young Do Young. I see you all on TikTok. Thank you. Righteous Teacher. Maureen. Wu-Tang D Nice. I see you all. And Eric, I see you as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, comps101.com is where you can go and we will let you join us live and ask your question yourself. So James wants to know, while doing a double closing using a HML, what are tips for getting the end buyer and seller on the same closing day?
HML.
Hard money lender?
Hard money lender, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's the same process. So I mean, it'll be the same process. No, no matter if you're using a lender or cash, it'll be the same process. You'll do a double closing. You'll close the AB contract with you and the original seller, and you'll also close the BC contract all at the same time on the same day, and it'll all get closed in escrow. And your closing attorney will know exactly how to structure that paperwork to make sure everything adds up. But it's the same process. No matter if someone's paying cash or they getting a loan, it's the same process.
Okay. Catherine, I do see you there. I see your profile pic, but I don't actually see you. As soon as I see you, click the live video button, I will bring you on. And on Instagram, Reynolds, Mickey, Milton Dodd, Real Estate Omar, Southern Synergy, Tatiana, Javier, and JB the 25th. Thank you for joining us as well. Go ahead and post your questions in there. Tavian as well, and I can read those off. Now, Ty, Gary, your brother from another mother, Hernandez, wants to know, what do you think about PropStream? So, aka DealYouLater.com, guys. DealYouLater.com is an awesome tool to add to your wholesaling chest, tool chest. It is available as an app as well. But what are some of the awesome things about Deal You Later?
Well, it's a tool. Number one, it's not going to do deals for you. But the internet hasn't always existed, but real estate has, and transactions have. So just understand you don't need it to do deals. But if you want to make it easier on yourself, and I don't like to use the word easy, but that's the only way I can explain this. It is a great tool to use if you know how to use it. A video that you can look up of mine, I'm a reseller of it through my brand, DealYouLater.com, is Flipman real estate tool. And basically, I give you my top 10 ways of using that tool. A lot of other ways to use it. But that video is about, I think it's about an hour long. So it's like a training more or less on how to use it, from my perspective. You may come up with better usage for it. So just do a search for Flipman real estate tool and then Flipman app, and it'll have an example on how to use the app also, which recently came out about a couple of months ago or whatever. So there you go.
All right. So on TikTok, Youngs wants to know, what sites can I look for rent to own properties? So is there a way to kind of siphon through those for your area?
Owner financing.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be that'll be more like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. You'll see those, but it's not a lot of times. Just not going to be a lot of those that you see, or whatever. What I would recommend is reaching out to people that are trying to rent properties and see if they could transition them into a rent-to-own situation or whatever. But as far as them being advertised in abundance, that doesn't normally exist a lot in most markets. If anyone out there knows something better, we're ready to be educated at any point at all times. What do you think, baby girl?
Yeah. I said the same thing. I mean, rent to own, owner financing is, it's a small market in every market. Most owners would rather get cashed out than owner financing. Usually that's just a preference, and usually it's a situation that homeowner may be in to be able to owner finance that to you. But it's not a certain area that I have found in my years that you just go pull up and find owner financing deals. It's just a case-by-case scenario that you just happen to, marketing your services, that one of those properties just, happen to be the situation. So, but I don't know a certain area.
And on top of it, when someone does advertise those, they don't normally last long because they're not as often as just flat out rent or flat out for sale. So that's part of the problem too, that they don't last long when they do advertise them.
All right, so let's go to TikTok. And Money Mendoza, I really would like for you to go to comps101.com and join us. But I'll start your question because I think it's going to require a little bit more details. I've been looking for 3 years and haven't gotten one deal. Why? I've been making cold calls, texts, driving to properties and leaving notes, and the sellers I've contacted don't want to sell for less than market. I've been doing everything I've learned, haven't gotten one deal. What should I do differently? So there's several questions. How consistently have you been doing it? What is the population of your area? Where are you? What exactly are you doing? There's not a lot of details. What you think?
Yeah,
those, fill in the blank.
Yeah, they're like got to fill in the blanks on those.
Yeah.
Where are you? What city?
Yeah, so Money Mendoza, he's in Fresno, California.
Really?
So what other info, Money, can you give?
Yeah, that'd be good for you to join us on the video so we can probe for more information.
Okay. So let's see here. It's Nexum. If you have a link to that or connect, you're more than welcome to email that directly to Flipman. If that is the case, just send it to him and we can do some investigation. He said there's some real estate coach using your videos out there.
Wow.
I've heard.
That's been going on lately.
Yeah, somebody's taking my free video, my free content, and they just chopping it up into a course and selling it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I respect the hustle.
How do you sell somebody else's content?
Yeah.
What happens when the student wants that a little bit more verbatim?
Well, I don't know how detailed he's went in his editing, but he could cut out all the times that I mentioned that I offer coaching or whatever. Yeah, if you put the time in on that and then, just put it in and structure it right, because it's literally all there, right, in the videos, as I say 1,000 times. Oh, he could have something that it's just like selling air at that point. Once he produces it and edit it into something of, that makes sense and structured, oh, it's just like selling air at that point, as long as he market it correctly or whatever. And I never at any point say, hey, you can contact me for coaching or anything like that. Right. Then, yeah. So, but yeah, if you'll, whoever that was, said, who was that?
It's Nexum.
Yeah, just call me. You know what I'm saying? And, so I can, see where it's coming from or whatever.
Wow.
I really sort of care, but I don't care in a sense or whatever. I ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't.
Oh no.
I just like to take a look at it, and then make a decision, if I need to, go down a little rabbit hole, so whatever. So.
Wow.
Give me my money.
The internet is undefeated.
Oh yeah. The hustle is real. Well, I've heard that from a lady called me a few years back. I don't know if it's the same dude, but it was a dude promote something on Facebook. He was doing something similar also, or whatever.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Well, dang it. Give me a little credit or something.
Yeah. Like I said, if he put the time in the edit, he can remove all the stuff on how to reach me. But it seemed like people, again, I don't know how detailed he's edited the information, but it seemed like people would just do their additional research before they spent their money. Like, oh wow,
right?
Dang, all this is, what I'm saying. So, but I don't know how he's promoting it now. That's what I would be interested in seeing. He may haven't just cut it up where, hey, it's like I'm actually, agreeing to what he's offering or whatever. So, you know.
Wow.
All right, Money Mendoza, go to comps101.com.
And then let me just take it a step. Well, I ain't even gonna say that on there because that gets somebody else an idea. I think what I know what he may have done, how he may have done it, or whatever. You know, so yeah, yeah.
That's one of my ideas we want to share.
Yeah, so
okay. So, what was that? Okay, so Darius Harris says my county has a population 232,751 as of 2019.
What is it?
232K. 232,000.
The county?
The county has a population of 232,000.
That's a big county, but the city that you're targeting is different, can be different or whatever.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because counties can be some vast areas or whatever. You know, so
he just wants to know, do you think this is enough people to have a profitable wholesaling business?
Yeah, for the county, if you're going to target the entire county, yeah, most definitely. What county is that? What county is it?
Okay, Darius, if you are with us, which I hope you are, you can go ahead and answer that question, and I will follow up. So Cornell. Oh, well, we'll talk about that later, Cornell Berry. Okay, so Chris Bryant. Hey, Flipman, I'm new to the wholesale game, and one of my first sellers I got in contact with wants to sell all 6 of her properties. How do I handle this being my first time? Like it's your 100th time. Handle it like you've been doing this forever, man. Get Gator. No, but seriously, how would he go about this?
Man.
Yeah. Oh, he asked me. I'm trying to find the football game, man. So I got a contract with wants to sell 6 of her properties. How do I? Okay. Well, so first you got 6 properties, right? So I would, with that small of amount of properties, I would put them on separate contracts. I guess the question is, do you have to buy all 6 of them at once, right? That's the first thing. Assuming that you do, then yeah, you can still probably have a couple of buyers or whatever, but your timing is going to have to be good on it, you know, because if it's 6 or nothing, then your timing is going to have to be good if it's multiple buyers if needed or whatever. So, but with any regards, you want to start with 6 different contracts or whatever, that small of a number. You could do a contract and just do an addendum if you wanted to or whatever, but I would just assuming that I would need multiple buyers for it. But you'll evaluate each one of those properties based on if it was just one property, meaning that each one of them is going to stand on their own or whatever. So if they're vacant, that's simple. But if they're rented or some of them are rented, some are not or whatever, then you have to take in consideration, are they paying market rent, whoever's renting the property, how good of a tenant they are, the expenses, taxes, insurance on the property. Are they month to month, what utilities they are responsible for, you know, all of that will factor in also. So it's really a fact-finding process, and then you determine if you have an opportunity or not. Now, you still got to break it down to your ARVs and condition of the properties, but that goes back to, again, are they vacant or occupied or whatever. So you just got to fact-find and evaluate each individual property on its own to see if you have a package of properties that are a deal. Because she may overprice a couple of them, and 3 of them, for the other 4 are great deals. So now you got to weigh in again, or you got to buy them all, or you can just only buy those 4. So it's just several ways, you know, several things you got to, you know, look at when you're evaluating those. So what do you think, Renika?
No, I agree 1,000%.
Okay. Darius, with the 232,000, it was Smith County in Tyler, Texas is the city, and it's only 100,000 in the city.
Okay. So that's good. That'll work.
That's a good enough. Okay.
Work, yeah.
Antonio Glenn, I see you down there. You were there. You disappeared on me. Go ahead and go live on your screen again, and I'll pull you right up. Okay. So Tamika J, really good question. Do you have any tools to put together a deal to present to buyers? So tools, do you want like a slideshow, or we are talking about, pictures or flyers? So just taking the generic, how do you present your deals to buyers? Does it depend on how you're communicating with them?
It kind of depends on the communication, but it really depends on the detail of the information. I done seen it all over the place. I mean, honestly, these investors have gotten so, comfortable where they'll just shoot you a address via text and a price. Nothing else, no details, no anything, a picture, and they sell and they move. So it's really, your ability to present it in the way that you see fit. But it, to me, is more about the detail and the information. You can put it in the email. Sometimes you can put the pictures in an email, write the details of the write the detail of the property. You want to write the address. You want to write the bed and bath. These, any details that you may have about the property. Exit strategies, after repair values. Maybe send them some links of some comps and things of that nature. So you give them so much information where they can almost make a decision just totally based on your email. There's outlooks like MailChimp, where you can create, very nice email campaigns and email drips that can go out to your clients when you do have a property. And that looks very professional and looks nice. But, don't think that you need all that. You can really put this in the body of an email and send that out to your investors. I think so.
Okay. Yeah. And she was specifically talking about putting the numbers together. So I think you covered that for her when you said right, putting the comps on there. But that's more of the buyer's responsibility,
Yeah, it is. However, the more information you can give to them, the easier for them to make a decision. So I like to, if I know that I have identified a few comps, I add that in there. They don't have to go look for it. Hey, mile and a half away, there's a comp, and that's how much it's sold for, so they can begin to formulate their decision quickly. And I try to do as much work as I can possibly do. Of course, they don't want to have to go out and do their own rehab and do their own due diligence, but provide them with enough information where they can make a decision within minutes of looking at what you sent over.
Okay. Hey, Summer Jenkins, thank you for joining us. Good evening to you as well. Terrence Bryson wants to know, Ty, are you watching football? Yes.
Well, I wasn't.
The football game or basketball?
No, it's football.
Football?
First NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
About to kick off in a minute. The Chiefs and the Texans.
I'm on the Lakers.
I was looking for it here, and fortunately, we were able to locate that station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're
got it. It ain't no y'all. I ain't interested.
I ain't either. Y'all got 100% of my attention. 172%.
Ty,
we got people waiting in the thing.
They just popped up.
Okay.
Man, you look that way. Let me do this. I got this. CEO 113-258. I haven't seen you here in a while, but he wants to know, Ty, can you make a video on wholesaling land?
Yeah. See,
senor. Gracias. Quincy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let me figure out. Quincy, thank you for joining us. You're our first listener to join us tonight. Where are you calling from?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling from Chicago.
Chicago. Okay. Well, how you doing?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
We're well. What's your question tonight?
So I have been cold calling for like a month or so. Just like tinkering with different skip tracing websites and trying to really just figure out what do I need to fix. Well, more importantly, I have a someone right now who wants to sell me a property, but he went ahead and I guess he tried to like calculate the ARV himself. So he came up with about 110,000, and he listed the property, but he took it off He had it listed at 60,000, but he took it off because it just wasn't selling. But it's a 2-bed, 1 bath, and I think that the ARV is probably going to be around $65,000, but that's what he wants for it. So I'm trying to just make sure, I'm correct on that, so I can go ahead and dial it back and tell him how much we need to be at for us to be able to do the deal.
So, okay. So he's asking 65. You think it's worth 65? You think it's worth 65 as is? Do it need any work done to the property?
It needs not that much work, probably like 10, 12,000. He only said that he hasn't really done anything to it since he bought it in 2005. So it's no major damage. Roof is fine. Plumbing and electrical is fine. Just needs like cosmetic fix up.
A vacant or occupied?
That's vacant.
It's vacant. So what are your exit strategy? You want to wholesale it? Or what are you want to wholesale it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the key is that you want to figure out what that property is really worth, fix up. If it needs another 10,000, you probably have to write at 65. And if you are, run your formula. 70% of 65,000 would be the maximum all-in cost, which is your purchase and your rehab. So what is that? Let's do it. Let's do the math. What is 75% of 65,000? I mean, 70%.
Real quick.
Wait a minute. We ain't coming with the pop quizzes and stuff. Let me get. I ain't got no paper. I ain't come to school prepared today.
I got 45,500.
45,500, and then you said it needs about $10,000 worth of work. So where you want to be is 35.
35. Oh, so like, do I include the assignment fee in that as well? So should I try to like, if I want to make 5,000 on it, so I try.
Yeah, you want to include the assignment in that. You can probably squeeze it. You can probably squeeze it at 40. You could probably flip it out to an end buyer at 40, 45,000.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's a little better because he said he wants 60, and he said he's kind of already. I guess he's dealt with a wholesaler before, and they kind of like burnt him on a deal. They just had the house under contract, didn't really do anything with it for the duration of the contract. So that was one thing he was concerned about. But
also, what is the maximum rent that property would rent for?
It's on Redfin right now for let me see what it's on that for.
Because the reason why I ask is that you can also market this property as more of a cash flowing property, because 65,000 as a buy and hold is actually good cash flow for an investor. So your end buyer could be more of a cash flowing end buyer. And if you are if you are able to get more of a cash flowing buy and hold end buyer, you can squeeze a little bit more out of them because they're not looking to do the fix and flip. So they may be willing to pay 80% on the dollar and pay a little bit more for it because they're looking to hold on to it because it's more about the cash flow and not the flip. So it gives you two different ways and strategy to be able to market that to end buyers.
Yeah, that sounds good too. Because he said that it hasn't been a tenant in there in a minute, and I guess that's like that was really his pain point. That's why he's trying to get rid of the property. I guess he's trying to be a landlord. So I will definitely take that into consideration as well. And I'll talk to him initially. He said he wanted to be at 65. So I gave him about a week and a half, told him I would call him back. Just because I didn't have much time to run the numbers on the spot. He was trying to force me to give him a price on the spot. But I was like, we work with my investors and then see what we can come up with. And then I'm going to call him back tomorrow and then follow up with him.
Well,
and make sure ARV is correct too.
Yeah, another layer to that is he wants 60,000. You can present it to him like this. Obviously, you bought the property for cash flow. What if I could take the landlord out of it for you, and we do 100 payments at $600 a month? That's 6,000, right?
Right.
And so hopefully you can rent it for more than that. But so assuming you can get in that area 850, 900 or whatever in rent then you have something of value that you can probably wholesale out to someone that wants to live there or another investor or whatever. So you want to present that option also.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
And you want to sell them on it. You know, again, you got into it for cash flow, but you're tired of the landlord inside of it. So if you're owner financing, you're taking the landlord out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're just acting as the bank, meaning the owner would act as the bank.
Okay. Definitely. I'm going to write that down.
All right. Well, hopefully that answered your question, Quincy. Good luck on that property, but don't get stuck on that one.
Thank you. Thank you. No,
okay?
definitely.
And make sure you just come back and ask questions if you have any more, okay?
Appreciate it. I'll definitely be back. Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
So, Antonio, I still don't see your face, but I do see your question. You wanted to know what's the best way to find ARV nowadays, and what's better, text to flip or bandit signs. So,
to find ARV.
What's the best way to find ARV nowadays?
Text to flip or bandit signs.
And then text to flip or bandit signs. Yeah.
Two different questions.
That's two different questions. Oh, I'm about to say. Hey, I didn't know about that. Okay. Well, just YouTube, Flipman comp like a pro, and then Flipman free calculator. Just YouTube both of those videos. And he said text to flip and bandit signs.
Which one?
Well,
he has money. Where does he put it?
If you got money, you will do both of them. But if I'm going to choose one, I'm going to go with text to flip, just because it's something that you can do today, right now, and the response rate is going to be higher than anything that I've dealt with. Touchdown. That I've dealt with.
Dude, folks. All right, there we have it. So, and Joshua Tyson, you're welcome. I'm going to say you're welcome for a tie. He said, I DM'd you this morning asking you for a contract and you sent them right over. Thank you again.
That ain't always going to be the case now.
It ain't always the case, but let me tell you guys.
You just in the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just a meter. I normally respond to everything, but hey.
But the one-page contract is available to all of you guys. You can just simply go.
Oh, to dig, well, YouTube search Flipman 2020 contract. That's the best way to make sure you get it.
Space God, you heard that? TikTok. Space God says touchdown. LOL. Yeah. Mike. Mike. Okay, so Raxielo, see you, Dinkelberg, and a beach chair. Yes. So Chief Page Renikia says in Illinois, no wholesaling allowed. Got it. You know, got to be creative. But does that mean I can do it in another state if I don't live there?
Oh, I forgot. You're right. Could you?
What? Can he wholesale another state?
Yeah.
No, what you just said. You don't live there, but I guess you can.
They just concerned about the properties in the state of Illinois.
Okay.
Now, I gave you the solution last week.
You did.
You did.
I'll be happy to share it again.
We good.
Oh, I ain't put the Cash App up.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
is a consulting fee?
Yeah,
it's a transaction fee. It's a consulting fee. It could be any fee. It doesn't have to be a wholesale fee.
Don't have to be a wholesale fee, man. Agents pay for all type of lead generation.
It's a service fee.
Yeah.
You can't say I can't provide service.
No, that's it. I sold you this website to promote that house. I can charge whatever you agree to.
Yermaya, I'm going to say yes. Yermaya says, should I get some bandit signs right now, since I have the phone?
I wish I could zap them to you. I wish I could just put them in a tube and send them right to you. We ain't got that far down the rabbit hole yet, but it's coming.
Send it to you.
Send it to you in a tube. Ham sandwich.
Zap.
So that
Popeye chicken sandwich. Zap.
No, I don't want that. It's gonna be something about that sandwich. You know, I'm like, see.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm gonna tell y'all quick. They ain't got nothing to do with real estate. I didn't psych. Who psyched me up? One of my friends psyched me up to do Hello Fresh. That's where they send you the food delivery, and you got to prepare it yourself. I opened the box up last night, and looked
you
at.
still didn't want to prepare it.
Yeah, you still gotta, I'm still talking about
You
40
said
minutes.
you still didn't want to prepare it.
Yeah, talking about 40-minute prep time. I said, huh? I said, I'm
I
hungry
thought you
now.
were some prep.
Yeah. I said,
You
I'm
might as well
hungry
create
now.
your own meal.
I already don't want to wash dishes. I was gonna get over that hurdle. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm
What?
like, no, I said this ain't gonna work.
40-minute prep fund. There are 30-minute meal books out here.
Yeah, and I said, no, this not gonna work for me. I went online immediately and canceled before next week's order came. No, that ain't gonna work. I just put it all in
I
the.
can't believe that you gotta do all of that.
No, I can't do that. I'm not going. I was already tired too. No, that was terrible. No.
I
That
rather
ain't
me.
for me.
The hardest decision you have to make as an adult is just figuring out what you're gonna eat every day. It's like I felt that. I really felt that.
And tackle that, the hardest decision you have to make, parenting, what you gonna cook for them kids every day. Because I'm gonna go.
But that's a whole nother level of what you're gonna eat every
go
day.
to the drive-through for me and make sure I eat mine before I get to the house. Mama, why this bag in the car? Get you some business.
Why the bag in the car? They can see the bag.
I've been in that 3 weeks.
It's been in there for forever. No, when we cleaned out the car, but we had to eat mashed potatoes and meatloaf, but you had to.
Good one.
Man, chill out. Get some business.
Yeah, you ain't working nowhere. You know what I'm saying? What I give you, you ain't working nowhere.
That's why you sit outside in the driveway for 30 minutes before you come in.
For a man that don't have kids but date women with kids, and you're in the car with them and the kids, they ain't asking the grown people what they want. They ain't ask the kids what they want to eat, huh?
Right.
They got no money. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They gonna eat what we eat at.
But you
don't want no happy meals no more.
Sadly.
You still do it.
Yeah.
Where y'all want to eat it?
I've been known to.
Yeah, where y'all want to eat it? You still
Well, I
got to feed the kids.
I don't normally care, but I'm just saying it's just the principality of it. You know what I'm saying? It's the principality of it. Oh, I'm you pull up to it, hey, somebody's gonna say, time to take you out to eat, which is so rare, or whatever. I don't care where we go.
Right.
Ain't nothing worse. You take a woman out, then you ask her, where you want to eat at? Oh, I don't care. Then you pull up to the plate. I don't want to eat here.
That's so true. That I don't care mean I need you to read my mind. Yeah. And I don't even know what
really?
it means. I just need you to figure it out right.
So I'm in the wrong business because if I can read mine, I'm in the wrong business.
Yes,
you gotta read mine. You gotta read mine. No me, yes. Yes, me, no.
I want to eat, and I say I don't know. You pull up somewhere, I can guarantee you it's free. I'm gonna find some on that menu I can eat. That's just me. I ain't saying that right. Let's get back to real estate. Like right there, I private clowns in these comments or whatever. But anyway.
All right, so get her dog. Just a shout out to Tyrone. I text him from Tuskegee, from a Tuskegee homecoming football game back in 2006. Oh. He got right back to me. I flipped 11 houses in Montgomery and sent myself to grad school from that. Woo! Get her dog.
Get her dog. Get her.
Like that. Wonderful story. Would love to hear that.
It's life changing.
Mm-hmm. So steady aim. You and Brax Yalo, Brax Yalo's on TikTok and you're on YouTube, have the same question. So Steady Aim says, I'm interested in wholesaling. My only problem is finding the right way to start off. Any tips on getting the ball rolling? And Brax Yalo says, I really want to start. It's tough out here. And I just want to get out of the rat race. Oh, Lord, I can't say it. Rat race. Okay, so they want to start. Where do they? I think they're in a good place because they're here tonight. What else should they be doing?
Well, I say there's a lot of the same things over, and some of you guys may have already heard it, but 2 + 2 is still 4. If you just set a 1 to 2 month goal that I'm going to educate myself on this free information, right? And you become an expert in that 1 to 2 months. You're going to know what to do after that. I know people like they'll text me or DM me something. Which video can I watch to just tell me how to do it all? Well, I actually have a video like that, but it's still, you're going to have questions. It's just because you're getting all types of terms and language stuff you never probably heard of before, or what. It just doesn't work that way. I wish it was that easy, guy. I wish it was. It just, you gotta have the patience to educate yourself, and you're going to know what to do. It's that simple. So just say, hey, I'm going to take the next 1 to 2 months, right? Because some people, I ain't saying you got to go through all 500 of it. That ain't being realistic, right? Because you probably don't need to go through all 500 of them. You may go only through 30 of them, and you got it. You know, that's just going to depend on the person's level of understanding and how I present it. I'm not the only game out there. I'm just talking about my information, though. You know, some people, somebody just, oh, man, Rock Kelly just sent me $100.
Okay.
Hey, man, hey, what you need to do, man?
First of all,
Wow.
gonna get
Wow.
Hay said he missed seeing my face, so
Hey,
Wow.
y'all just,
thank you.
oh,
Hey, that cat word. That cat.
hey, oh, oh. But anyway, so what I was talking about. But anyway, yeah, just watch the video. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh my. Oh
Wow.
boy.
Wow. That's a
Wait,
blessing.
text me your address. We'll send you. We'll send you a couple shirts, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I appreciate that. Really, I do. Boy, the internet. Jesus Christ.
The internet.
Summer Jenkins.
So to add to the young lady who just asked that question, on top of studying and just understanding everything that you don't know, you know, I think one of the number one things in the wholesaling business is understanding that it is 90% or not more lead generation. So, you know, if you want to focus in on, you know, your success is really directly correlated to your efforts. What do you do on a daily basis? What do you do on a consistent basis? But consistently, you gotta do lead generation. You gotta find a campaign that allow you to touch thousands of people on a monthly basis and do it from that standpoint. What marketing campaign can I put together and to be able to go out there and generate as many leads as possible as I'm studying, learning the terminology and things of that nature. Focus on generating leads on a daily basis, because the more people you talk to, the more opportunities that you have.
All right, so I love that, but Scarface and another user on TikTok have pretty much the same question. Scarface asks, my only question is, what happens if you form a contract but are unable to sell it in the allotted time stated on the contract? So I can't find a buyer. What am I going to do?
Worst case scenario, you will lose your earnest money.
No, I'm mad at me, Captain.
Okay, so worst case scenario, ask for an extension.
Ask for an extension. You know, you got to stay on top of your due diligence period. If you know you have 5-day due diligence on that 4th, 5th day, if you haven't found that end buyer, you want to call up the seller. You want to ask for an extension, or you want to back out your contract so you do not lose your earnest money. You got to back out your contract before the deadline of that due diligence so you don't lose your earnest money. Worst case scenario, you will lose your $10, your $100, or your $500, or whatever you put up the earnest money, you will lose that. But you don't have to lose that if you stay on top of your due diligence period.
All right.
Well, before we go to the next thing, this guy that I met at the gym one day, a couple years back, and he knew who I was or whatever, and he asked me, he had something to give. I went out of town with his family. He said he had something to give me or whatever, and he bought me this. I guess he's saying it on the show or whatever, but he was just thanking me because he said when we initially met, you know, he had a business that he was running. He really wasn't taking real estate that serious or whatever, and whatever happened in his business, he ended up losing everything, house and everything or whatever. But because he, you know, had this knowledge he could fall back on, now he's killing it, you know, been able to recoup and, you know, get himself back together financially. So, you know, he bought this new gator. So it's not as big as the big one. It's small. It's bigger than the smallest one we got or whatever. Y'all can't see it. But anyway, so we're going to name it. So we got Tyrion. What's the other boy name? Tyrion and what's the daddy name?
The daddy name. Oh, don't ask.
Tyrion.
Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion Lannister.
And then there's gonna be the Kingslayer.
We got Jamie Lannister.
That's
We were wrong fanatics.
Not the Kingslayer.
Kingslayer. Yeah.
What you say? We still gonna give him a white gator.
So anyway, so I really appreciate him. Bring that. We get down with the Gators or whatever. So.
We're going to do what we haven't done in a long time, very long time, guys, is it a deal? And kind of walk you through what Dealulator can do for you. So while Ty's pulling that up, I'm going to go ahead and ask another question. So Scar, hopefully that helped you and the other user on knowing. And this we're going to do on Dealulator.com is for someone who's asking, like, should I get PropStream, aka Dealulator? Should I add that? What should I do with my money? So most definitely there. And Rock K, again, appreciative to that, what you just sent. That's great. And Rock K wants to know the number. Go ahead.
205-492-3425. Just text us your address. We'll send you a couple t-shirts. Just tell me which one you want.
And we have someone on TikTok who says their shirts just came in the mail today.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, just came today.
We don't promote that enough or whatever. People always ask me where these shirts you can get them at, but you can go to thefob, THEFOBB.com, and you can get most of the stuff. The only one we don't have on there is the offers are free or whatever. We'll try to get that into motion or whatever. I'm trying to do better. Whatever. So.
Yep. All right. So you ready? No, not that. Actually, no. I'll do you later. We have an address.
You mean that? You mean that? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
then we're gonna. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. So REIYD Renikia says, once you have a property under contract for a sub 2, how do you find the right title company to do the transaction? How do you explain the transaction to the title company?
Most title companies or real estate attorneys, they understand the process. There's nothing about a real estate deal that they can't close. You let them know that you're doing a subject to. They'll definitely be able to generate the documentation that you need to solidify that deal. So honestly, I wouldn't say it's finding the right closing attorney. I would just call a lot of different title companies. Or I would probably focus more on a real estate attorney outside of a title company to do that, maybe, because that's something more. A closing a real estate attorney will probably have a little bit more knowledge on being able to generate those documents. So just call around, let them know that, hey, I got a subject to opportunity, and just wanted to see if you'd be willing to look over the paperwork and generate any documents that we need to solidify that deal.
Oh, they say my live is broken. Okay.
Okay, so Brian, this is for you. I hope you're still with us. And guys, what we're doing, you probably can't see it on TikTok or Instagram, but when you come back and view this video later, I know the guys on YouTube and Facebook, you can see it. We're split screening with Dealulator.com, and we're going to use the address that Brian Luna gave us, so I don't mind saying it because it's in the chat box there. And we're going to show you how you use this service, that you can sign up for a subscription free, 5 days free, to figure out the ARV. So the address, you ready?
Yeah.
4248 Burdette, Burdette Burdette Street, Omaha, Nebraska 68111.
You could go by about 49 minutes in to the
And as we're pulling this up, guys, we have 170 viewing. That's just on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope alone. Only 15 hearts. Please hit the thumb up, like, subscribe. Make sure you get the notifications for when Ty goes live or updates any other content later on in the week. Let's go ahead and get those hearts up. So we have this address up. First of all, what do we see here? And then how do we determine the ARV?
All right, what I did is I entered the address. This is first screen you're going to see here. So you go ahead and select details. It pulled up a more detailed thing on the property. Now it says MLS. It says an active listing on MLS. Let me just double check that. Let me see. So yeah, it is listed on MLS for 65,000. Just checked it on Zillow. All right, so he wants to go in here and it says 65,000 right there too. All right, so he wants to go in here and figure out what the ARV is. Normally, if that's what they're asking, that's what it is, especially if it's a listed property. But for the sake of this, we're going to dive into it deeper. So you see these yellow lines; those are major streets. So you want to try to stay within those if possible. So there are a lot of comps here, so it won't be an issue of doing that. So let me blow this up a little bit. And so what I'm gonna do is take the boundary marker here and just lock in on these comps that are with, well, that one isn't, but we won't worry about it. And we'll pull in a couple of these here. So everything's selected in the green. You're gonna throw out number 7. All right, so what you want to do is you want to compare year to year if possible. You can go up or down 5 years in any direction. If not, then nearest and best at that point. You want to compare the lot size. Hopefully they are the same. And then you want to compare the square footage. So this is an easy one here, or it appears to be. Because we have 3, let me see, I'll go to low to high. We have 4 1900 built, I'm sorry, 3 1900 built properties, which is the same as the subject property. The lot size is 6,000 square feet. This lot size is 6,000 square feet. Square footage of the house is 1,580. And so we have 1891, 1504, 1504. So the property that sold in July was 54,000. Then we have another one that sold in April for 75,000. So that's 65,000 that they have. That's probably about right. That's going to probably be in the range of what it's worth between, we'll just say 60 to 70. So they did 65. So boom, there you go.
All right. So Brian says, now how would he figure out the MAO?
Well, I got that pulled up too. So hold on. Once you get into those low ARVs like that, it's a little bit more challenging because repairs can really eat up the profit in a property like that. So if we put in 65,000 right here on the calculator, where I am is at dealator.com. I have a free calculator right here, deal calculator. The square footage on that property was how much?
6,000.
No, that was the lot size. It was 15 something.
Yeah.
So
he said it's super messed up and has to be totally remodeled.
Oh, all right. So now you're at basically $40 a square foot on 1,500 square feet, almost 1,600. I think it was 1,584. Yes, 1,580 square feet. If you do that times
63,000.
Yeah, see your repairs eat it up. So on a house like this, is going to be a total cash flow opportunity. But you would have to get that house around, definitely below 10,000. I'm thinking like 5,000 to have a chance on it if it needs that much in repairs. Well, what do you think, Renika? I'll stop sharing the screen here.
I didn't hear the numbers.
Okay. The ARV is 65,000. He said these are just tore down. It's in bad condition. It's 1,580 square. We'll just say 1,600 square feet. So at least probably, we said over 40. Well, we said 60 per repair. So it's over 40,000 in repairs or whatever. Now, if you can just get the rent ready, you can go with the 25 number or whatever, because it doesn't sound like that's a retail area. It's just going to be a tough play because the repairs are going to be so significant as far as the value of the property, after doing the formula or whatever. So I said you're going to probably have to definitely get it under 10 grand, but they have it listed online for 65,000. You see what I'm saying? So
what is the ARV? The ARV is 65,000.
it's 65. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
that's
he said,
nice.
well, I had some other houses around it that sold for 140, 160, but you can't use those.
No, you can't use those. You can't use those.
It's not gonna.
That ain't gonna work.
Yeah. So
You have too many. You have exact comps. You know, they the same year built, same lot size, same square footage. You got to go with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Brian had the confusion. He said, so my comps made the ARV at 140. So he was thinking that they were asking 65. He has the comps at 140. It seemed like a deal. That
no, see, it wouldn't, if those numbers were accurate, it wouldn't last a day on Zillow. It wouldn't last a day.
Right. What sold for 140? A brand new?
I'll bring it back up. Let me see.
Okay. I can see it.
Yeah, my bad.
So when you're looking at those homes that did sell for 140, you have to look at the comparison. So let's see here. You got one.
See those which they were built, you know, older houses or whatever, but
actually smaller.
Yeah, they smaller. Wait,
they're smaller.
I may be wrong on this because they got included in the number, didn't they? They got the same lot size. They're older. You may be right. Let me back up here.
Same year, same bed bath.
See, I went with the exact same year or whatever. But you know, you have a 1890, a 1902 that went for 128. You have a another 1890 that went for 135. You had another 1905 went for, it's a little bit, the lot size is a little bigger and the property is a little bigger, but that's cool. 140, you wouldn't use that because it's almost 400 square feet. I mean, 300 square feet larger. But those 120s and 130s, those are legitimate numbers.
And that's probably what
yeah. So, but something is still missing there. Because let me see how long it's been on Zillow. Hold on, let me pull that up.
And guys, some of you are asking, we are on Dealulator.com. It's also known as PropStream.
Let me let you all look at it on Zillow here.
Dealulator.com is the service that Ty is using to look up information to figure out the ARV, aka comps, for the property that listener has given us.
Hold on one second. Let me make sure I pull this. It's an MLS listed property too. So something ain't right about those numbers in there that is not justifying that property still being available. Doesn't look that bad.
Where is that located?
It's in Omaha, Nebraska. See, the Zestimate is showing 61. You know, can't always go by that. But let me see how many days on the market it's been. Been on the days. See, it's been on the market 29 days. Had 2,500 views on it, or whatever. Some ain't.
So maybe so what is do they know the real rehab cost?
No, but you see these pictures?
Yeah. I mean,
it ain't that bad, you know.
Rent ready right there. If I'm looking at it correctly. They small though. I can't really see.
Oh, you guys. Yeah. But yeah, so I
would love to want to see one of the properties that sold for 120, 130.
Okay,
see what type of renovations that they had. So the key is that to sell for the 120, you probably have to do top of the line renovations too.
Yeah,
very similar renovations.
Well, let's look at the one that sold for one. Let me see, one close to the square footage. The one that sold for, let's see here. Let's look at the one that sold for 128. All right, so
he said his contractor told him about $40,000 in repairs. He did acknowledge that the other homes that sold for that amount were renovated like tip top.
Well, that one sold. When did it sell? Oh, they put it back on the market. Okay.
20. So let's take it from 125.
Let's see. Hold on a second.
And guys, what you're getting here is the process for every
For
house.
evaluating the deal. Absolutely.
This is what you're going to do. You're going through, you're looking at this is the numbers. This is when you say the numbers don't make sense or the numbers do make sense. And then you plug and chug it into the, is it a deal calculator on dealulator.com. This is it. You take your property, you load it in, you look at the other.
It looked like they trying to inflate comps here. Cause they bought it back in. It basically went from a quick claim deed from one LLC to another for 128, but now they have it on the market for 107. That's the house that went for 128.
Arbitrage at its finest.
What'd you call it?
Arbitrage.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to hustle the game.
Yeah, they're trying to hustle the game.
Yeah, so 60. So we would say it's almost 60 in repairs. So 60 plus, and then so yeah, see.
But if I get the numbers at 120, I mean let's just say 130. 130 times 70% is 91,000.
And then you just
if it needs 60 in repairs, then the maximum price got to be 35,000.
Yeah.
All right, Brian Looney, you got the from beginning to the end on there. Only thing you got to do is take the number and take it to your seller. Hopefully, that will help any of you guys figure out how to use Dealulator to dissect your deals. And if you haven't already, go there. You can take advantage of the 5-day free trial period. I would highly suggest that you go and get you a lot of addresses, drive for dollars, or wait until your text to flip, or you get calls from bandit signs, so you can make sure you take full advantage of that 5 days. There has been listeners who've turned a deal in that 5-day period. It can happen, but there is a monthly subscription fee. And Brian, you're most definitely welcome. Now, we were talking about repairs and whatnot, and we had a user on TikTok who says, and it's TrueMex78, if I have a generation of carpenters, will it help if I want to do fixer uppers? Heck yeah. You have a whole family line of
right. Absolutely. GCs will make or break you.
Yes.
GCs will make or break a deal.
So that would be
having a GC that you can trust is a game changer. A GC doesn't put a dollar into your deal, therefore they can take their time with it. They can overprice things. They can run out of money. It's your money that they're running out. They don't care because it's not their money, so just having the right GC will definitely make your deal and make you successful. Having that right GC and architectural team.
Okay, there you have it. So let's go with everyday hustle. How does owner financing work as far as paying monthly? And if the buyer stops paying, will a balance still be due? So I know we talked about that earlier when someone was asking about the rent to owns, and if you did get it on a contract. We were speaking with the gentleman from Chicago about offering, $600, 100 months to make that deal work, and then if it could rent more. So you find someone that agrees to the terms, and then you have your buyer that stops paying. That's the contract that you're responsible for, correct?
Absolutely, that's your contract. It's not your buyer's contract. So if you're middleman owner financing, say you put the property on the contract, you sign a promissory note, it's all in your name. At the end of the day, you could sell finance your note to your end buyer. However, you're still in the middle of that note. So most importantly, you want to make sure, regardless if that buyer paid or not, that note is paid by you.
Okay. There you go. Regina Toppin wants to know, what is the difference between the full cash value and the ARV?
I would say the cash value would probably be the equity. and the ARV is pretty much what the value of the property is. So, maybe I'll let Todd kind of follow up with that. It could mean a lot of different things. But if I would say what the cash value mean, that's the value of the equity that's in the property, which would be the difference between the debt that is owed and the after repair value. And then the after repair value is just the overall value of the property.
All right, Ty, anything on that?
The full cash value. I'm not sure that would have to, like she said, that sounds good what she said. That can be, interpreted a lot of different ways. I'd like to hear it in what context is it being used.
Okay. Not sure there. Let's see here. Yes, we are on YouTube, RJ, as well. Guys, streaming, we've been on for a little over an hour here. This is where we are every Thursday, where you can answer your questions in regards to wholesaling real estate with little to no cash or credit. These videos are available to you immediately, almost after we're done. But you can continue asking questions in the chat. Ty at flipman.net. You can join the Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flipman Facebook group and partner with possibly other wholesalers in your area. But the most important thing is to consistently educate yourself and educate yourself consistently with those videos that are available to you for free that basically tell you how to wholesale from the beginning to the end. It's all there. All the info is there. Guys, and again, I highly suggest you visit dealulator.com. That contract that you can plug and check the information is there. The Is It a Deal calculator is there as well as the 5-day free subscription that you can subscribe to. Renikia can most definitely still be reached across all social media platforms, Renikia Williams, and you can also reach out to her or someone at her company at fundmynextdeal.com for funding opportunities if you're at that point in your wholesaling career and meet the requirements that her company requires to take your wholesaling game to the very next level. So Rennie, closing.
Find My Next Deal is if you're looking for funding or anything of that nature, I would love to help you creatively find the money. Real estate is a very heavily weighed on, if you're looking to fix and flip, it just weighed on creating resources and bringing your resources together to be able to go out there and accomplish something of that nature. But Find My Next Deal if you are looking to leverage your credit and you want to creatively finance your next project.
Here we have it. Ty, anything upcoming our people should be looking for? TikToks? Anything?
No, nothing videos, I can think of.
Nothing?
No.
All right, guys. It's currently tied. Houston and Kansas City are 7-7. It's in the second quarter, 13.08 to go. It's the second 6 there on the line. Hut. See you on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. Flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.